So today's video is all about what I have done to the car, not only modification wise as power, but aesthetic as well. So let's get into that. And by the way, this video was requested to me by Angel Lopez, one of my subscribers. So this one's for you. So let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so as far as the exterior goes, not much is done. The only things that I've really done to it so far from the outside are lighting. And for lighting, what I've done here is I've changed out the daytime running lights in this right here to an LED 5K. And then I've also changed out the fog lights. The reason why I did the fog lights is the stock ones are absolutely useless and they just don't work very well. So I went ahead and changed those out on both sides. And just like the fog lights, I changed out the reverse lights because the stock ones were absolutely useless, so I went ahead and switched those out to LED as well on both sides just to make it a lot more visible while reversing. Now as far as the interior goes, the only real things I've done so far is a shift knob. And I also got this Mazdaspeed carbon fiber style Ebrake handle off Amazon. And on the handles, on the doors and whatnot, like over here, I wrapped those in carbon fiber. Well, not real carbon fiber, but you know, carbon fiber wrap. Because stock, the silver started rubbing off and didn't look very good. So I went ahead and fixed that problem. Besides that, everything else, interior wise and exterior wise, looks stock. So when I first started modifying my car, I'll be honest, I had really no idea about the Mazdaspeed platform and the best way to modify it. I just wanted to hear turbo noises, so the first thing I did was to buy an intake. I did buy the Power Series Cork Sport intake with turbo inlet pipe because first of all, it was the only, at the time, the only intake that was carb legal and so it would pass smog here in California. So that's the only reason why I went with that one. Plus it's a little bit cheaper than the competition. But since then, a bunch of companies have gotten their stuff carb legal with a carb number stamped on it. So yeah, I got lucky and I didn't blow anything from doing that. But from all you guys, do your research before you start modifying your platform. I've learned that the hard way, but I got very lucky. So that was the first thing I did. Now, the second thing I did, once again, because I didn't know the platform and I was a little bit of a ricer, I got a catback exhaust, which granted, yes, that's a lot different than getting a downpipe without doing internals in a tune, but it's something that I should have definitely looked into before, you know, I did it. And it's not a company, I had it custom built, so I can't say which one I have because it's seriously, I just went to a muffler shop that my friend owned and we went ahead and built that exhaust. The third thing I did to this car, now this was just because my stock one actually gave out and I need to get a new one, is I got the Aftermarket Turbo Smart bypass valve right here. We'll go ahead, this right here. Now once again, that's only because my stock one gave out, or else I probably would still be running the stock one. The next thing I did for this car is I got the short shift plate and the shifter bushings. I got them from a really good deal from a local Nader member, which that was very nice of him to hook me up with that. And that, you know, just essentially shortens the throw of the shifter by just manipulating where the cable goes onto the transmission. And then this is where I really started doing my research on the platform and the MZR motor and what needs to be done. The next thing I did was the fuel pump internals with the Cobb access port. So I did the fuel pump internals next with the Cobb access port, and then I got a tune. Now the person who tuned my car is Nishan. Now in my opinion and a lot of other opinions, he is the best tuner for the Mazdaspeed platform, as well as anything with an HP tuner like Mustangs, Camaros, and all that stuff. He's definitely one of the top-notch tuners. Now I know Freak Tune, Justin from Freak Tune, as well as Will from Purple Drank Tuning, all amazing guys. They all will do work and you will love your car after they tune them. So don't let that discourage you. they're awesome and they know exactly what they're doing, so no problems there. After that, I did get a rear motor mount. So I went with the CFM rear motor mount, which I think you can only buy from New Age Auto, and that is a fully adjustable style rear motor mount. Now what I mean by fully adjustable is it has little pins you can stick into the polyurethane bushing to make it stiffer. It starts out, I believe, at like 80 durometer and it goes up to I think 110, I think it was. But it's held up. I can't complain. It made my car feel a lot better and it smoothed out my knock a little bit. So it was a good modification, and I'm glad I definitely did research and started learning about the car. So the next thing definitely happened all at once. They were all three of these different items were installed at the same time, and one is the Catless Downpipe. But it is right there. It is the ATP long tube 3-inch downpipe with no cats. And then also at the same time, because you had to take it off anyway, I went ahead and got the Cpe Top Mount Intercooler, which has actually done an amazing job for me. I know people prefer a front mount, but when you're stock KO4 all the way up to like a BNR S4, this is definitely probably the most optimal intercooler you can go with. Front mount just causes it to be too laggy and too much boost dropped in the process. So that was the next thing, as well as new boost tubes down here. I got the Jbr Red Boost Tubes, front right here, and then a red one right back there. So all three of those were installed at the same time. I need to get this a little cleaned off. Looks like a little bit of the seal up here is rubbing off and getting a little black mark along the shroud for the intercooler, but that's okay. I'm sorry for how dirty my car is. I cleaned it in my previous video, which was last week, and then it decided to rain. It's been raining for 2 days. Today it's a little bit clear, but it's gonna rain again in another 2 days, 4 over the weekend. So it's gonna be raining for about 3 or 4 days, which is kind of a bummer, but that's all right. That's all I have time for this video. I'm gonna go grab some food and then watch the newest episode of Grand Tour. So, like always guys, together to the top.